All right, I'm Logan Holtz,
Phil Harding.
here with Burris Optics. We're going to run you through how to mount the Burris Fastfire red dot using
The Speed Bead mount.
Speed Bead mount. So the Speed Bead mount is available on burrisoptics.com. It's only available on certain model number shotguns. This is the Beretta A400 Extreme here. So check out our website for a list of all the guns it's compatible with. So yeah, we're just going to dive right in here, open up these boxes, kind of show you what the Fastfire comes with, what the Speed Bead comes with, and then run you through how to mount it. Basically all that we need to mount this, right Phil, is a socket that will detach the stock from the receiver, a screwdriver that will detach the butt pad from the stock.
Correct.
And then, I mean, that's pretty much it. All the other tools are going to be included with the mount and the red dot set itself. So
it really is quite simple. Basically, the Speed Bead mount, you can see here we've got a little metal plate, and that metal plate is going to go between the stock and the receiver. So all we're doing is popping the stock off. We're going to replace this bushing here with the Speed Bead mount.
all right, so we got the butt pad off. It was just 2 screws, really simple. Once the butt pad's off, there's just going to be a hex nut in there or a slotted screw depending on what shotgun you have. Phil's going to go on in there and loosen up the hex nut. In this particular shotgun, it's actually one of the only shotguns that have it. It has a kick-off system inside the stock. So we're actually not quite sure what we're going to run into here. But like Phil said earlier, it's really easy. All we're trying to do is get that stock off the receiver, and then we're going to be pinching the mount back in where the bushing is between the receiver and the stock.
And there it is. We are off with the stock. Looks like you've been hunting there, Logan. We got a whole mess of mess and weeds and
it was a good waterfall season. We got stuff inside our guns, so
up close and personal for you. So all of our Speed Beads come with this little foam pad. A lot of times they, if you've got a nice wood stock on your 870 perhaps, the idea here is to protect that finish and that wood. But in this particular model, because this is such a tight fit and because we have durable polymers that we're working with, I'm actually going to go ahead and remove this foam pad. Our tech support department has spares. We'll send you in, no charge, don't worry about it. And it actually does come with a spare in the packaging for the mount as well. So I'm going to go ahead and peel this guy off because it's in the way for me at the moment. And what we're going to do, so this is the pistol grip portion of the stock. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we get this mounted directly to the stock, but we want to make sure and not lose. There's a little puck here. That puck is for your elevation adjustment should you need it for the mount itself. Now the Fastfire has its own elevation adjustment in it. So this is kind of just a fail-safe in case you've got a cut or otherwise custom molded stock, just so that you can get your elevation fixed. So I've got this kind of on here pretty doggone tight. The rest of the tension is going to be taken up by that screw. As you can see, I got it on there just about most of the way. So when we bring our screw and tighten everything down, that gap's going to completely go away. So we'll do that here in just a moment. Alrighty, so now we've got the battery installed in the Fastfire. Should be good to go there. We're going to need some of the screws and whatnot in there to install the Fastfire here in a minute, but right now we're going to go ahead and get the stock put back on. Like I mentioned, I did get the Speed Bead mount firmly attached here. There is a little bit of gap here, but don't worry, we'll get that tightened up here with the stock attachment nut. So we're just going to slide the whole stock right back on. Make sure that all the bushings and whatnot that may have been on the shotgun, a lot of the Italian ones come with a full and complete set. The Speed Bead mount is designed to function with them. So make sure you get your cast and your camber and all that all straightened out.
all right, so if we're getting the washer and the nut back on here, we definitely recommend tipping the gun up like this. With the washer, we found if you just grab a pair of scissors, you can actually hold the washer, kind of like an inverse pair of pliers. And then it'll go right down on the bolt down in there. And when you shut the scissors, it'll drop right onto it. So that's perfect. And then for the nut, we definitely recommend tipping it up sideways. Take that nut, just do the standard socket, and you'll slip that right down on top of the main bolt.
I will mention most of the shotguns that we've done this on require a deep socket, because not only is the nut there, there's also quite a bit of bolt coming out through it. So the deep socket definitely helps. On there. Sweet.
All right, so we got the washer on, we got the nut on top of the washer. Now we're just gonna kind of tighten it down. And as we do that, we're gonna wanna really make sure that the stock is exactly back aligned where it's supposed to be.
And don't pinch your fingers in here if you're the guy holding it. Been there, done that, it's not fun. But I can feel that that gap is closing out nicely.
Yeah. All right, so it's getting really tight now. Just again, making sure that everything is lined up exactly how it's supposed to be. Everything feels smooth and even on both sides.
Yeah, we're good.
And now I just really crank it down.
One of the things that I definitely want to point out, when you're mounting the Speed Bead, the mount to the stock and the receiver, whichever way you start, you do want to make sure that it's oriented properly. So if you don't, and it's on there backwards, this mount will actually be pointed sky high, and you'll never be able to have enough elevation travel to fix that. So you do want to make sure that as it's mounted, it is going to be parallel and even with the rest of your bead. But we're solid, we're good to go. We can go ahead and get the fast fire installed after I give you a close-up.
So, before we go any further, we actually have to put the butts pad back on. So we're gonna do that real quick. Obviously, it doesn't take too much explanation. It's 2 screws. So I'm gonna get that done real quick. So one thing that we recommend to help get the butt pad really tight on the stock is to flip the barrel down again. That way you can kind of put some down pressure on it and you don't strip out those screws at all. So, all right, so we got the stock and butt pad back on the gun. The mount is perfectly flush and sitting at the right level. Now, the last thing to do is there's a little wedge screw right in here. And essentially what you're gonna wanna do is just kind of snug that up. And what that's gonna do is take any remaining play out of this mount. So,
don't need to go too tight.
Yeah, that'll be good right there. And now, basically all there is to do is mount the fast fire onto the mount itself, and Phil's gonna run us through that. So.
Yeah. So in your Speed Bead kit and in your fast fire kit, we send out these little soft gaskets. That's just to protect the bottom of the sight. There's a lot of sensitive components down there, and it's especially important on the fast fire 2, which has an open bottom. But we'll go ahead and put that soft gasket down on the Speed Bead mount itself, then match up the holes in the fast fire to the posts on the mount. Don't forget to install your star washers. The star washers are included with, again, both the Speed Bead and the fast fire, so you should have extras. Those star washers go right in there before the screws do. And then we take our Speed Bead screws. These are the ones that came in the Speed Bead package, not within the fast fire package. Now, if you buy the Speed Bead combo, you're only going to get the screws for the Speed Bead, just FYI. And we should be good to go with this. And once we've gotten these screws tightened down, we'll be set and ready to start shooting and get her sighted in. So as we're finishing up tightening these screws, we're just going to use the long end of the Allen key. You don't need to really crank down on it. Last thing you want to do on these small components is apply too much force or break a thread. You'll be good to go.
Cool, so everything looks flush, looks good. It's really sturdy, so that's great. Right now I'm just checking, yep. What I'm looking for is to make sure that the bead is right about in the middle of my field of view with my natural tree flow. So that's perfect. And by the bead, I mean the actual bead on the tip of the barrel. The dot that comes inside the sight, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use these up and down, left and right.
Windage and elevation adjustments.
Windage and elevation adjustments on the sight to actually dial that red dot down. And it should be, when your natural sight picture is there, the red dot should be just on top of your shotgun bead that you can see all in one field of view. So we'll actually end up doing that at the range, and we'll get this thing patterned in and ready to go.
Yeah.
Cool, awesome. All right, we've completely gone through start to finish how to set up the Speed Bead mount on the Beretta A400, and then how to install the Fast Fire 3 on top of the Speed Bead. I just wanted to show you a couple things here before we go. How the fast fire works is a little button on the side here. The first time you push it, that's going to be the automatic brightness setting. The second time you push it, it's going to be the bright setting. The third time, the medium. The fourth time will be the lowest brightness setting. And then the fifth time turns it off. So you just can cycle through the different brightness settings. I myself always leave it on the automatic brightness setting. It does a really good job of compensating for light in my opinion, so I just leave it there. The other thing I wanted to show you is the hood that we were talking about, the sunshade. Again, for turkey hunting especially, this is really nice because you don't want any glare off this front lens. All it does is there's a little gap in this side right here, and the gap goes right over where the button is. Just like this, push it on over the top, bam, and you'll hear it click right in. So then your fast fire has a sunshade on it. So again, just give it one more look to make sure everything looks good, and bam, you're ready to hit the woods.